Saturday night in the desert, Packers-Cardinals. I'm CineSport's Noah Coslov previewing the game with Michael Cohen, covers the Packers for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Michael, going back to last week against the Redskins, after watching game film, did you see anything that made you think that they turned the corner in any specific area?
Well, I think what was most impressive to me was that not only did the receivers and the offense play better in general, but we really started to see plays by these receivers that are typical to their skill sets. And that's not necessarily something we had seen in recent games. What I mean by that is we saw Cobb being effective both in the backfield and as a receiver. We saw James Jones make second reaction plays when Rodgers was scrambling and also catch those back shoulder passes on the sideline. And perhaps most importantly, we saw Davante Adams sort of come to life a little bit and make a leaping catch down the sideline, which was his trademark in college, and followed up 2 plays later with a touchdown in the end zone. He'd been great in the red zone all throughout the exhibition season and training camp. So I think what you saw was an improved performance by the receivers, but also characteristic improvements by the receivers. And that, to me, is very important.
All right, so let's stay on Davante Adams. If he can't go, then what?
Well, that's the biggest question right now. It looks like Davante Adams will be out this weekend with a knee injury. Without him, the Packers have a choice to make. Obviously, they're going to promote Jared Abbrederis up the depth chart to the number 3 spot. Jeff Janis would bump up to the number 4 spot. But the question then is, do you want to go into a playoff game having only 4 receivers on the active roster? They might have to promote someone from the practice squad, and if they choose to do that, they have 2 choices there, in Ed Williams and Jamel Johnson. Williams has been with them all season. Johnson joined the team in about December. So they've got some options there, but it's really something to think about because if Adams can't go, 4 receivers is not a lot of depth.
It's almost like thinking about in the baseball playoffs, and you think about roster construction then, don't often deal with it in football. Finally, Michael, what needs to be much better this week against Arizona?
Well, I think what needs to be much better is something that we can go back to the last game against the Cardinals and look at. And really, it's the offensive line. There's no doubt that this Arizona team is talented. There's no doubt that they've got quality pass rushers in Dwight Freeney, the former Colt, and then they've got Calais Campbell, a budding star on that interior of that defensive line. Those 2 guys really feasted on the Packers last time. But remember, the Packers were without David Bakhtiari. They lost Brian Bulaga for portions of that game. TJ Lang went down injured. Corey Linsley went down injured. So there was a point in time where Josh Sitton was the only starter left along that offensive line. Now, obviously, that's unlikely to be the case again this weekend. But either way, even with their better personnel, the offensive line needs to hold up and give Aaron Rodgers a little bit of time and a little bit of comfort in that pocket.
Yeah, they certainly do. Everybody remembers losing by 30 just 3 weeks ago. Michael Cohen of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Good talking to you. Safe travels, Michael.
Thank you.